Starting with a brief flashback set in the 1940s, Kong Skull Island spends most of its time in 1973, where newly launched satellites lead the Monarch Corporation to discover an uncharted island said to be as legendary and cursed as the Bermuda Triangle. Leading the mission for Monarch are John Goodman's Bill Randa and Corey Hawkins' Houston Brooks, who convinced the federal government to finance an expedition to the island. Along for the ride are some highly trained military escorts led by Samuel L. Jackson's Colonel Packard, Brie Larson's Mason Weaver, an anti-war photographer, and Tom Hiddleston's Captain James Conrad, a former British SAS tracker who has been hired as their guide. Of course, as the film's trailers have already revealed, and common monster movie logic should indicate, things quickly go awry when they arrive via helicopter on Skull Island, dropping bombs to try and map the terrain, much to the chagrin of a certain 100-foot-tall ape.
Is that a monkey?
From there, Kong Skull Island kicks it into high gear as the helicopters engage in an unexpected battle with Kong himself. While Kong Skull Island does an effective job at following up that first sequence with other interesting and different set pieces as well, none quite measure up to the group's first run-in with Kong. It is an adrenaline-fueled montage of carnage and destruction that King Kong fans have likely been waiting their whole lives to see. Unlike 2014's Godzilla reboot, Skull Island wastes little time introducing Kong, showing off the character's power and design with a confidence that makes this version seem that much more terrifying and dangerous. From the moment that one of the helicopter's pilots falls out of the window and into Kong's mouth, and the film quickly cuts to someone biting into a sandwich, it becomes clear that Skull Island isn't going to be afraid to take stylistic risks. Aesthetically, cinematographer Larry Fong is borrowing most heavily from Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. But the editing, story, and action feel more in line with the work of filmmakers like Edgar Wright and Guillermo del Toro, with a blood-pumping 1970s rock soundtrack to boot. If that sounds like the kind of monster movie you'd want to see, then Kong Skull Island is for you. There are moments when it feels more like an amusement park ride than a traditional monster movie origin story, taking full advantage of the set pieces and stylistic opportunities available. It's a thrill ride for people ready to kick off 2017 with a big bang. The characters and emotional moments don't match up to the visual and stylistic aspects of the film, unfortunately, and a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that Skull Island has more main and supporting characters than any other non-superhero blockbuster film in recent memory. Brie Larson, Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, and John Goodman all turn in fine performances as the film's main characters, but one of Skull Island's more prominent flaws is how much more interesting and fleshed out the supporting characters around them appear to be.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Your friend there can put that down.
John C. Reilly seals the entire show as Marlowe, a World War II fighter pilot who crash-landed on Skull Island and has been stranded there ever since. His familiarity with the natives, creatures, and Kong himself help him to be a sufficient vessel for necessary exposition, but it's the moments when Kong Skull Island takes a break from all of the monster mayhem and lets Marlowe just spend a few minutes asking the other characters what the world is like nowadays that it feels the closest to its characters. The pacing can be spotty at times, especially near the middle of the film when all the group's surviving members are trying to regroup and meet back up somewhere on the island. Additionally, the directions it takes some of its main characters in feel inorganic and rushed compared to the rest of the film. But for what Kong Skull Island sets out to do, which is deliver a monster movie filled with the kind of action and destruction that audiences have never seen from a King Kong film before, it's hard to imagine it doing a much better job than it does here. Some Kong purists may feel frustration with Skull Island, but while the aesthetic of this new adventure may be very different, it ends up evoking the same feeling that made King Kong such an icon in the first place, even if this time it's coming to you with roaring electric guitars and napalm rather than Empire State Buildings and damsels in distress. For more movie reviews, stay tuned to IGN.
Somebody talk to me, man. Turn right heading